What is the only cryptocurrency that you should invest?
DogeCoin!
It's the people's currency, you know it's the best.
Please buy!
The most fun and ironic crypto, that is for sure.
So crypto!
We're taking DogeCoin to the moon.
To the moon!
And if a broker says,
listen, you can't get rich with Dogecoin,
say stonks. But even Daddy Elon knows it's the time to join.
Much fun!
Cause
Fate loves irony.
therefore we're passing Bitcoin soon.
Elon Gene Snoop!
Take this little puppy to the moon. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, never sell.
Much rich!
Buy more, buy more, buy more, buy more, it's doing well.
Such high!
Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, never sell.
Much value!
Rising, 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 I can tell.
Very trading!
Shut up and take my money. This meme coin is looking funny. Let's make history together. In Doge we trust.
Much trust!
Jump on the hype train, bros. Cause even Snoop Doge knows it's going up. Don't drop it when it's hot. Doge is the only cryptocurrency that you should invest.
DogeCoin!
It's the people's currency, you know it's the best.
Please buy!
The most fun and ironic crypto, that is for sure.
So crypto!
We're taking Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon.
And beyond!
All right, welcome back to another episode of Dream Tanks TV and Mercy and Moria Madness and Diablo 4 Madness. All right, legit. All right, we crashed. I don't know what's going on. Our server just keeps getting wrecked. Got to get wreckage all over the place. All right, let's see what this guy's saying. We're gonna take a bull rip now that we cleaned our bong. Do you want a bull rip, honey? You okay? Okay, legit. No worries. It's all good. Hell yeah. All right. Hey, yo, cheers, everybody. Yo, cheers. Cheers, beautiful. Definitely cheers, my love. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, man. Oh. All right. Let's see what this guy's saying. Hope y'all doing good. All right, legit. Hell yeah. Ooh.
Stuff that's important. Is it highly valued? Of course. But the street is choosing to believe in it more and more. Are we about to hit 109, folks? Are we about to hit 109? 108.4. 109 would be, resistance is 29,000 shares, which is a lot lower than 108. 29,000 shares. So we got 30,000 shares to see if we get there. 30,000 shares to see if we get there. Troy, thank you for the super chat. All the excitement with Palantir. We will have Robinhood to add to it next week. Yes, I mean, look, Robinhood's had a good run. They've got to have a strong earnings as well in order for them to do well. But I do think Hood's going to have a strong move this year. I mean, I think my price target was like 55, 60 in the beginning of the year. And now it just feels like the growth is going to be there. And the reason the growth is going to be there is because market's holding up. And that was my big concern with Robinhood in January, which is like, if the market doesn't hold up and there was the CPI, Trump inauguration, all these concerns, then we would have an issue. I know we're only a month and a half into the year, but so far, bull market's holding up. And if that's the case, Hood's going to benefit. And rates might not come down as dramatically, which means Hood also benefits from their net interest income that they can get off relatively high rates. So as Bank of America said, it's a Goldilocks zone for them. And they're innovating, and they're pushing product, and they're executing. So I do think this year could take them much higher, potentially into the 80s with S&P inclusion later throughout the year. 108.6. 109 is up next. 109 is up next. My battery is exhausted on my camera. Even my camera couldn't handle the Palantir run today, dude. Even my camera couldn't handle it. Defense says it's difficult to work seeing Palantir climb so much. Hard to concentrate at work right now. How many of you guys should be working, but you're staring at Palantir? Put it in the chat. How many of you guys are working from home and you're moving your mouse on your Microsoft Teams so that your manager can see that there's some action on your I don't know, your project management software or whatever, but in reality you're looking at Palantir. Oh my God, is everybody. Michael says I'm in the office watching this. Johnny says LOL, I'm actually on Teams. I know you guys, bro. I know you guys in corporate America. You know, because I have some friends and I slept over their house one night and they had to like, and I woke up in the morning and they were like moving their like freaking mouse. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you just moving the mouse? I was like, oh, you know, my boss needs to see that I'm actually doing something. It's just like, what is this, bro? It's hilarious. That's hilarious. Damn, calling me out. Yep, I'm calling all you out. Wow, there's like 500 of you just commented. Me. I'm still in the office looking. It's hilarious, bro. 108.3. Dude, wow, none of you guys, this is why America's not productive, bro. This is our issue. That's why everyone's getting replaced here with AI, bro. You guys keep doing this shit. First of all, you'll be able to retire off Palantir, so hopefully it won't affect you if you get replaced by AI. But all your employers are going to realize you guys aren't doing shit. And AI is coming for this, bro. This is why we have a productivity issue in the United States. Goodness gracious, bro. No one's working. I mean, can you blame yourself? It's up 6%. I mean, you know the meme that's the funniest meme? You know that meme where it's like, when your boss says why you're late after Palantir's up 30%, and that meme where you just look at them and you're like, shut your mouth. You know, you can't talk like that. That's the funnest meme. That's the funnest one. Wow, no one does work. No one does work anymore. Well, good thing Palantir is doing work for us. Good thing Palantir is doing some work for us. 108 we are holding currently right now. Let's see if we can continue getting up there. Again, 109, 30,000 shares of resistance. Tesla still is dropping though, unfortunately. Tesla's getting hit. Trying to look for something right here. I want to pull it up in a second. Oh yeah, this is the one. This is the one I was looking for. Here you go. This is all of you guys right here. This is all of you guys. All of you guys, this is you. Hey, man, thoughts on any energy stocks like Fluence Energy? I haven't heard of Fluence Energy. I like the energy sector. Haven't made an investment in them yet. I know GE Vernova, Next Decade, Kinder Morgan, Vistra. All of these are energy plays, but haven't taken an investment in any of them yet. For those asking why is Palantir going up today, I don't know. I would say earnings continuing to spill over. There's not really like any big catalysts. I mean, they incorporated Grok into OpenAI, or it's not into AIP, but you know, whether it's Gemini, GPT from OpenAI, Grok, Claude from Anthropic, that's just part of the moat around AIP to incorporate all these LLMs. So I don't think that's a reason why it's up right now. Michael says I make more.
Let's see. Melvin Berger says, "Oof, does not look good." Say I sold 25% of my Doge. I think it's gonna go back down to 20 cents. Then I'll buy back. Possibly. The 4-hour does look bearish. The 15-minute is bearish. So yeah, the 4-hour does look bearish. So possibly we're gonna hold through this no matter what. But yeah, possibly 20-cent retest. The 15-minute, it did make a new lower low. So we'll see what happens. I did say if we break below a 25.30, we're gonna get into the low 25 cents, maybe 24 cents, and we did. So maybe it'll turn around right here. We don't know. We'll see what happens. We're still holding through this no matter what. But let's see what happens, Melvin Berger. Let's see what happens. Stalker says trying to turn up, but let's see what happens. All right. I hope y'all doing good. Legit.
Oil money is indeed big money. Grab is up 2%. I finally got the Robinhood picture-in-picture. Wow, I finally got it. Look at that. So for those that don't know, there is an update on Hood where you can picture-in-picture the stock. Look at that. So now, even if I move, like my apps, Palantir stays in the corner. That means I literally can stare at this thing every day. I've been waiting for this feature to finally hit, and now it's hit. So I never have to stop looking at Palantir. That's wild, bro. Talk about next level addiction. Like they just put it in the corner. They're like, hey, you can just stare at it all day, constantly. It's wild. Why do you have 74,000 emails? I don't know why I have 74,000 emails, but I have 74,000 emails. I'm definitely not an inbox zero type of guy, to be honest. I should make a new email and just start fresh. Charge your phone. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should probably charge my phone. Dude, my phone is never charged. It is so annoying. And now the battery's getting worse because of Apple. They're tanking my battery. I'm gonna have to get a new one. 107.26 on Palantir. Webull had this feature for years. All right, well now Hood caught up. SoFi still down 4%, Bitcoin 97, Reddit 215, Amazon 237, Tesla 364. Tesla continues to get a little hit. Have your sister be your secretary. Dude, my sister doesn't even watch my streams. She sees my tweets though. She sees when I tweet about her. And she's like, why are you like exposing me? I'm like, cuz it's content. I need content. But yeah, she'd never watch my streams, dude. Even my parents, bro. I mean, they might tune in here and there randomly, but first of all, they have a real job. Second of all, it's like, I don't know. It's just they don't watch it. That tends to happen though with content creators. Like your close friends. Like none of my friends watch this. Like it's just like, I don't know. It's like you tend to get people who like don't know about you, that are strangers, that enjoy the content versus like people who are close to you. Granted, none of my friends like the stock market, so which I know a lot of you guys relate to. 714 right here on Meta as well. Well, my sister's not a teacher anymore. My sister is she's like an administrator. She like teaches the teachers now, but she used to be a teacher. But even if, dude, I don't care. She could like tune in here or there. She never tunes in, bro. She doesn't watch it out. She watches a ton of YouTube. She never clicks on my video because again, like, why would she, right? She doesn't... What's the title of this video? NVIDIA rebound, Palantir holding 100, jobs data, Amazon earnings today. The last person on planet Earth to click on that title is my sister. She would look at that and be like, what is NVIDIA? Like, she would not care. Oh, let me check her portfolio. Hold on. Let me pull that. She must be having a fun day if she's looking at her stocks. Yep, she's doing good today. Not bad. Not bad at all. She's liking this. I got her into Grab too, so if we can get Grab to have some momentum, then she'll be able to benefit off Grab as well. We're gonna have to see. Ryan says, I'm a nurse crying at my breakfast break knowing that I'm making more on Palantir today than I do in 2 months wiping y'all grandma's butt. Okay, couple things. First of all, congratulations on your win on Palantir, and I'm happy you're making a lot more money on Palantir than what you're doing as a nurse. Second of all, thank you for what you do, and I'm saying this because my grandparents passed away 2 years ago, and I was in the hospital with them, and I know how tough that is as a job. And nurses do not get paid enough, and it is absolutely a travesty. But I saw that happen, when my grandpa was dying back in 2022. Like, it's a really tough job. And when they're older people, so they're gonna yell at you, they're gonna be mean, they're not gonna care about your feelings, they're not gonna be nice about you wiping their ass. Like it's a tough position. It's a very tough position. So all the freaking respect in the world to you doing that. And see, this is why I don't give a flying you-know-what about Palantir's valuation. Because when someone like that, who's in that situation, who's doing some really important stuff in the world, is able to get monetarily compensated by a company like Palantir, even if it is expensive, that's what means the world, dude. That's what absolutely means the world. So, the bears can get mad about the valuation all they want. At the end of the day, this stock, my thesis on it is that smart money had to buy when dumb money bought, which means smart money, as Sachin said yesterday, became dumb money, and dumb money became very smart money, talking about more than 10x smart money. And now smart money wants to get exposure. They have to buy shares at a ridiculous premium because they're not that smart. That's it. That's my thesis. And that's what's happening right now. All respect to the nurses, 100%. All respect to the nurses. By the way, all of us are going to need a nurse one day when we're getting ready to say see you later to planet Earth. If we're lucky enough to be in a hospital and have that happen peacefully, there's going to be a nurse out there that's going to be cleaning up after us. So it's all going to happen to all of us, and it's just important we recognize how special and important that job actually is. Robot nurses. I mean, well, look, yeah, that's probably a point. I mean, I can't deny that there's probably going to be some robot nurses that are out there. That's probably going to happen. I mean, by the time, 30 years from now? Yeah, probably. That would be crazy to do, though, right? That would be replacing one of the jobs that, again, it's a tough thing to do, to clean up after someone. If a robot could do that instead, and that nurse could be more productive doing other things, like managing the robot or stuff like that. Does a nurse really have, if we could automate the cleaning up part after someone in a hospital, and the nurse could be doing other stuff that's more high value in terms of not literally cleaning up, but managing, scheduling, getting things ready with the software to administer drugs, all this stuff like that. First of all, that nurse could get paid more because the value is getting up there. There's less cost on the robot because it's a freaking robot. You don't have to pay it anything, right? So that extra level of productivity and income from the hospital could go distributed across the nurses, which means incomes can go up. And then the robot can handle some work that's not as pleasant to do, like cleaning up after something. There is a real world where the bots end up transforming humanity into a much different world that could be very beneficial for all parties. My uncle says here, watch the movie Subservience on HBO Max, Human Robots and What Can All Happen in the Future. Yeah, see, this This movie I've been hearing a lot by a ton of people. I've got to watch this one. There's been a lot more around this movie. Oh, this is with Megan Fox. This is also on Netflix. Oh, I've seen this one. I've not seen it, but I've heard of this one. Yeah. This one made headlines with Megan Fox. Yeah, that one was a crazy movie. I haven't seen it yet, but that is a case study on how crazy you can get with robots, especially if they start thinking. If they start thinking for themselves, it can get wild. Tesla 366, Google 192, Amazon 237, Palantir 107 still, Bitcoin 97,000 here right now. Carla, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Amit, I'm a nurse, and I hear you speak about Grab. In your opinion, what is a good price entry on Grab? Carla, I like Grab right here at this price. I think it has a margin of safety at 30% cash. Downside could be $4 if the dollar gets very hot. So that's something you have to care about because it's an international stock. And if Q4 earnings does not guide for, I would say, 60% adjusted EBITDA growth, then Grab could also take a hit. However, I think trading at 30% cash, you're getting a bit of a discount, or at least you're getting a bit of margin of safety. My price target is $10 in 2 years. So if you're buying it right here, you're not going to get a Palantir move. Not on this one. we got from 6 to 106 on Palantir. I don't know if I can do that with Grab from 4 to 104, but I think we can go from 4 to 10 in 2 years. So that is kind of my time horizon on that stock. Have you seen the documentary I, Robot? I have not. I have not seen the documentary I, Robot. Where is Amazon? It's at 237. And where is Nvidia? It's at 126. Trying to hold on to 107 or 127, but just a smidge below. All right, let's get some updates on the street and get some macro perspectives on what's happening right now across Wall Street. We didn't have too many headlines today. We got Amazon earnings. Obviously, that's going to be important. But outside of that, nothing too crazy. Chris Jomo, thank you for the $10 super chat. Thank you for sharing more than just stocks. Chris, thank you for being here. Appreciate you, brother. Hopefully, the show can lead to sharing tons and tons of things. A bunch of besides just stocks. But usually we always connect it to how it relates to the economy, right? That's always the most important thing when we try to bring up any discussion and try to get deeper into what it's about. Okay, so here's what I want to play. What's your target on Palantir? Guys, I don't have a target on Palantir. I mean, this thing is like can anyone have a target on Palantir? Like, at this point, this thing has defied all laws of gravity. I mean, this is just, it's defied physics, defied everything. I don't know. It's Palantir. It is Palantir. And so I don't know what the target is now. I think I'll have to do some more research to kind of see what it looks like, but it is not trading just on numbers, and that's okay. There's other things that it trades on. Okay, so let me pull this up right here. This is one thing I wanted to show. And then we'll get into some of the other macro stuff. By the way, gold's hitting an all-time high, which is, I mean, that is kind of weird right there. Nvidia back to 127. Gold down just a little bit today, but it's up 7% year to date. That tends to not happen, but that is happening. So, I don't know. I guess we have to kind of see how that plays out. Oh, wow. Scott Basent's talking at 1 p.m. All right, so he's going to be live, and he'll have some conversations at 1 p.m. Here's what I wanted to show. We got the professor talking about tariffs and some of the volatility we're going on with in the markets. So let me play this, get some perspectives, and then we'll get a couple other headlines to get into. Palantir Weekly can be very interesting this week. That is correct. Palantir Weekly will be very interesting this week.
You look through the noise, or do you not?
Well, it looks choppy to me, and I think you named those two things. I mean, tariffs I had, and the question of AI spending. Now, we've had some firms reaffirm their spending, but, things can change if fast-moving developments show that the need for high-level chips is not what it would be before. Now, we had a nice bounce today and in NVIDIA, but clearly, I think those two uncertainties seem to me to put a cap on any big thrust in the market in February.
Of course, looming all over this is really what's coming out of Washington, or at least the anticipation of what could come. And I know we sort of had a taste of this a few years ago during Trump's first term. This feels a little bit different. There's a lot coming out in a relatively short time, just a couple of weeks here. Do investors, do they just sort of sit and wait? Or is there sort of a way to sort of navigate through this?
Well, I mean, we saw the first time. I mean, he stepped back at the last moment, which really didn't surprise me. But it's like the wolf. The sky is falling.
Let's see, Mr. Peaceful says 69. Yo, what up, Mr. Peaceful? Hope you're doing good, brother. Hell yeah, legit.
He's always in the back of your head in terms of what kind of strategy he will have on the tariffs. You're absolutely right. It is much more aggressive now than it seemed to be in his first term. And I think that's an uncertainty that, the stock market doesn't like those uncertainties. So it's going to discount them and keep it from moving higher, even though earnings certainly look good in the fourth quarter.
What's so interesting to me is just a week ago, I was at a hedge fund conference and the vibe was buoyant. I mean, you could just sense that the U.S. exceptionalism theme was running rampant. Everyone was feeling really good. And that has obviously changed now, just like a week later. Does it change again? Like, how do you manage that kind of churn?
Well, I think long run U.S. exceptionalism is still there. And I mean, the Mag 7 is a unique group of stocks such as we have never actually seen before in history. I mean, a group of $1 trillion stocks, which have earnings backing them. I mean, except for Tesla, we're talking about PEs in the 30s at most and some below that. So the group of earnings that they have is also unprecedented in history.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's very little to know when that trend will stop. Clearly DeepSeek is one threat, but as I say, a prize fighter, takes one blow, he keeps on fighting. Normally for a narrative, a trend to change, you need 2 or 3 factors that convince people that, hey, you know what? I think it might be time for a rotation. But we all...
Siegel, for those that don't know, is the guy who called the 2000 .com crash. So that's why people listen to him very carefully when he thinks we're topping out. I don't think he says we're topping out right now, but he definitely does think the Mag 7 is getting way too concentrated. And, that's going to be the debate in 2025. Do we rotate or do we keep piling into the Mag 7?
I don't know how many head fakes we've had about rotation in the last 6-9 months. 1 or 2 days of bad tech, and then it comes roaring back. So, yeah, I mean, in my look, the trend is still intact, but certainly we've seen some softening in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's so true. It's like just ask the small caps, one day one thing, one day the next thing. So U.S. exceptionalism plus AI, that's there. On the other bucket, though, you have many looking for an expansion of earnings and a rotation within the market and a sign of a healthy market. What would tell you we're in a healthy market?
Well, and clearly, I think what was hoped to have happened was that the Fed was going to lower those short-term rates more, and that does help those small and medium-sized stocks a lot. And when the realization that we might get only one or maybe no cuts this year, interest expense is much greater proportion of earnings for small and mid-sized than certainly the Mag 7 has virtually no interest expense. All capital, all equity. So I think that that hope that many expressed when the Fed did the 50 basis points cut in September, has basically been dashed by the strength of the economy, the threat of tariffs, the sideways movement of inflation, and therefore the tremendous revision of what is going to happen to interest rates from what we thought 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah. Well, the good news, at least in the secondary market, you're seeing a big drop in yields today, not necessarily.
Let's get an update on Amazon earnings as we get into that here as well.
Growing AI contribution for AWS. And for the first time ever, analysts are projecting that Amazon will deliver higher quarterly revenue than Walmart, the top revenue generator every quarter for the past 12 years. We'll watch their CapEx numbers. We just talked to Yusuf Scully, who has some pretty eye-popping projections on what they're going to spend next year.
And cloud, right? AWS, because of a little bit of a stumble, at least in the reaction with Google and Microsoft on the cloud business. Let's turn to another big mover, Ralph Lauren. The stock rallying to a record high today after the company beat earnings and revenue expectations.
I didn't know that. Ralph Lauren right here up 12%.
And raised its full year guidance. That's strength thanks to strong performance over the holiday season with strength across all of its geographies. The next hurdle for retailers, of course, is tariffs. But Ralph Lauren has been diversifying its sourcing over the past 7 years, with China now only accounting for low to mid-single digits of its sourcing. Joining us now to talk about all of this is Ralph Lauren CEO Patrice Louvet. Great.
Okay, so you got Amazon moving, you got Ralph Lauren going up. TJ always wearing polo, should have known. Do you guys wear Ralph Lauren? You own that brand? I've never shopped at Ralph Lauren. I feel like it's a little expensive. Like $80 a crew neck or something, but still. Looks like, I mean, the fact that people are buying Ralph Lauren, dude, in Q4 and they're going up, consumer is relatively healthy, at least from that perspective. 107.12 on Palantir. Let's see if we can get back to 108. We topped out at 108.68. Currently right now at 107.2. All this polo on, I got horsepower. I should have said that. I should have said that. I mean, you should buy because it's tax deductible if you wear it on stream. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away with that. Did we ring the bell for 108? We did indeed ring the bell for 108. A decent amount of you wear Ralph Lauren. All right, there you go. Decent amount of you do. Okay, so Palantir 107, it's holding up right here. Again, we did touch 108, then we got rejected. I wouldn't be surprised if we get back up there. Grab is also going up 2.5%, so giving a little bit of momentum back, or getting some of that momentum back from the Tuesday move. At 108, there's 13,000 shares waiting for Palantir. Again, we already broke through it, so there's no wall. The next really big wall for Palantir is at 110, where there's 440,000 shares. And at 109, there are 165,000 shares. So it could happen. It could happen. You just need to see a little bit more volume. Maybe you could definitely get away with that. You need to be writing off your entire house, office, clothes, work stuff. Yeah, that's, I mean, dude, I talked to my accountant the other day, and that's another reason I need to move out, because I need some expenses. And, you know, one of the benefits of paying a higher rent of moving out is that I can use it for my tax deductions, especially because it functions as my studio as well, where I'm going to be living. So, dude, I need deductions. I freaking need deductions. I have no deductions. Like, I have nothing. Nothing. Maybe 5,000 to 10,000 in deductions, and that's just not cutting it. So I actually wouldn't mind paying a little bit more in rent, especially if that place is like a fully decked out podcast studio, which is the goal of what I'm trying to build going into the summer this year. And then that could help with the tax deductions as well. But yeah, you know, anything that could really help get some expenses. I mean, I probably could justify it if I buy polo shirts and I say it's like a marketing expense or whatever. I need to look nice on stream. But a couple polo shirts aren't going to cut it. We need some real deductions, bro. Some real deductions. Working from home, you can deduct so much. Yep, you can also do that as well. You can also do that as well. Yeah, there's different rules to it. I was talking to my accountant. You say, you know, some people say you can only deduct 10 to 12%, 10 to 20% of rent-based utilities. There's different rules. I was talking with him, like, I think last month when I had a meeting with him. There's a lot of interesting stuff you can do, especially if it functions as like a studio and it's a media business. There's a bunch of different stuff he was talking about. So there's, like, the point is I can get a much better deduction than what I'm getting right now, because I don't pay rent living with my parents, right? So there's no real deduction from that. And then I live at home, so there's no deductions either. But A, I want to move out because I want to move out. But B, you getting a kind of nicer place and paying a little bit more for rent is okay. And I know some people say you should buy, dude. I know what I know. I don't know real estate. I know the stock market, at least to an extent. I'm comfortable in the markets. To take out 150 to 100 grand to make a down payment, even 70, it's just not worth it, bro. Like, it's not worth taking that money out of the markets to get into real estate and then have to worry about the mortgage and the taxes on the property and the interest rates. And I know you can refinance, et cetera, but I'm going to be traveling so much the next couple of years. I'm barely going to be even at the house. So it's like, I just don't want to be tied to a property. In a couple of years, yes, but not right now. I definitely want to get into real estate. It's just like, there's only so much. I mean, I'm streaming 10 hours a day and then trying to manage a portfolio. So it's like, it's really hard to get super excited about the real estate business, and I think I need a little bit of stability in life before I can venture off into a new field to try to be successful in when it comes to making money. And a property right now is just way too much stress. It's just too much stress. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it right now. 421 on CrowdStrike as well. Look at that. CrowdStrike all-time highs at 421 on CrowdStrike. Hey, amid AMD beat estimates, what's your thoughts on that? My thoughts are that AMD is still perceived as the second player to NVIDIA, and they did not give AI-specific revenue guidance for Q1. They gave Q1 guidance, but not AI, aka they didn't give data center guidance. And I don't know, that rubs me the wrong way. I don't know why you can't guide for Q1, especially when there's all this demand that you're seeing. So I don't know, I'd rather buy NVIDIA. But I do think AMD sentiment has gotten really bad. So if there was a pop from here, I wouldn't think it's crazy to see a pop. Every meal you eat is tax deductible. Not every single meal you eat is tax deductible. You can write off a certain percentage of it every other month. But look, there's a lot of tax deductions in America. There's a lot of them. If you haven't, what you guys would be proud of me. I signed up for my solo 401k the other day, officially done. That you can write off a max of $70,000. If anyone is an entrepreneur, please make a solo 401k. You can write off a maximum of 70 grand that grows. You get taxed on it when you're 60, but it reduces your taxes right now. And it's super easy to set up. And you can just dump that 70 grand into the S&P. I'm probably not going to contribute 70 grand. I'll probably contribute like 40 grand this year. Although I might be able to qualify for doing a lot more. It really depends on your income and all that stuff, but it's tax deductible. So solo 401k is literally the best tax deduction in the United States for entrepreneurs. And I didn't know about, if I knew about it for the past 5 years, dude, I've had my own LLC since I was like 21, 20. If I had known about that, I could have been saving a lot of money on taxes, dude. A lot of money. But that one is one of the best ones that's out there. Okay, so I want to pull this up right here and take a listen to this as well. And then we'll keep going. So here's one of my favorite analysts, Mark Mahaney. I want to take a listen to him and what he's saying about Google and Amazon. Did you max out your Roth yet? I didn't max out my Roth yet. That's only 7,500 like later, in the year. Don't really need to do that right now. But the 401k, I haven't even started contributing to my 401k. I just created it. But the goal is to contribute to that later this year. Actually, no, this is what I want to play. Okay, so we have Jim Chanos. For those that don't know who he is, he is one of the biggest shorts on Wall Street, and he lost a little bit of chunk of money when it came to Tesla over the years. Want to get his thoughts on a couple different topics. Here's what he had to say about tariffs in China. Let's see what he has to say here. I think he quote tweeted me a couple of years ago about Palantir. I want to see if I can find that tweet too. He said some stuff about Palantir, and I guess he probably doesn't enjoy it right now. Captain Dave says, hey, Amit, love the show. I'm in my 50s and sometimes find it weird that I'm listening to someone talk about stocks from his mom's basement and who is not far removed from being a teenager. Well, appreciate you being here, Captain Dave, regardless of listening to a guy in his mom's house. Hopefully not in the summer, but hopefully you're getting value from it, and thank you for being here. All right, here's what Chanos had to say about tariffs on China.
Now to the tariffs on China, which you said are going to be much more serious. The U.S. began imposing an additional 10% tariff on Chinese goods, and Beijing's response was targeted tariffs on about 80 products, which hardly seems like a proportional response. What does this reveal? Does this indicate that China has more to lose from a trade war with the U.S. than the other way around?
I mean, the argument for the administration is that they do, right? That China has much more to lose. They're a much more export-driven country. We'll have to see. I mean, I think China probably feels it was proportional, and we don't know what discussions are going on behind the scenes. So I think, again, wait and see. But I think that 10% isn't going to do it, by the way. I mean, getting back to our early conversation about the amount of tariffs you need to raise serious revenues, you would have to raise them substantially on both China and the EU. And we haven't seen that yet. So we'll have to see what exactly comes within 30 days, 60 days. Does it escalate, or does it cool off? And it was an early campaign promise that he's delivered on, and now he's moved on to something else.
But at the same time, this comes at a precarious time for China's economy. You've
yeah.
been warning for a long time
Yeah.
about China's debt bubble and its broken economic model. What does the imposition of tariffs, now an additional 10%, but perhaps going even higher, mean for that long-term decline?
Yeah, it doesn't help it, that's for sure, because I mean, China saw fewer reliance on net exports after 2010 when we first put out our warning, and that it's growing again. And part of that is due to the fact that the investment-driven model that we've been crying wolf about forever, albeit correctly, is losing its impetus to continue to grow. And the banking system is still bloated.
So Chanos doesn't think that the tariff situation with Trump makes sense. He thinks that we're bloated when it comes to evaluation across the entire market. And essentially his argument is, hey, we're not going to be able to get out of this unless we tariff them even harder. Now, I think Trump's not going to tariff China harder because he knows that he can't mess up his relationships that deeply with China. But I think some of the bears like Chanos are thinking right now, there's no way to get out of our debt. And that's an issue no matter how much we grow. And that's where the Elon Doge thing really matters that we talked about at the beginning of the show. If the bond market perceives Elon as legitimately slashing costs the way he did at Tesla and Twitter in the federal government, then there is a shot we don't necessarily need the tariffs. We can actually find a way to get some more growth as well.
5, although a couple votes for 50.
Business would dramatically hurt sales. That was the key. Also announcing replacement of its CEO. The stock down more than 23%. Stay with us.
This is Skyworks that was down 23% yesterday. I didn't really know what this company was, but apparently they sell a ton to Apple. Replaced their CEO. Guidance wasn't the best. And it's in the semiconductor space. They're down 24% on the day. Roblox as well continues. Well, Roblox got a recovery, 11%. It was down 30%. Now it's down 11%. Dude, when it was down 30%, I knew I should have bought some of it. I was like, this is just stupid. It was like 7:30 in the morning, but I chose not to. 30% down was kind of ridiculous. But there you go. Got a recovery right here. Now at 11%. Palantir 107.5 still holding. Baba's at 100. Tesla still down 3%. At least it's not below 363. SoFi just smacked today, 1485. Reddit down 2%. SMCI up 8.2%. Wow. SMCI is above where I bought it at 2 weeks ago. Nice recovery on SMCI. NVIDIA right here, 126.73. I don't think Jeremy's in Skyworks anymore. I think that was 2 years ago. I don't think he's in that stock anymore. The biggest one I know he's into is AMD. That's the one he cares about the most. Amit, are you covering the ELF call later? We'll talk about ELF, but we're going to look at the Amazon call. So we're not going to be listening to ELF. We'll listen to Amazon. Also, Sam, some of you guys know him, Sam Solid. He's going to be with me on Amazon earnings today. We're going to talk about Grab as well. He's big into Amazon, so he'll help me cover the Amazon earnings later today. All right, there you go. There you go. I don't think there's any headlines, guys. It's kind of a light day in terms of crazy news. The only thing that's really been spectacular today has been Palantir just continuing to show that it does not care. It just does not care. Not about anything. Tesla, the post-earnings reaction seems to be kicking in on Tesla. But for Palantir, post-earnings is just to the upside versus downside here. Palantir is the honey badger of the market. It just doesn't care. Yep, it just does not care. People are finally figuring out what Palantir does. I mean, if they're figuring it out and they're willing to pay this multiple, then it seems like they are definitely excited about what they do, or they're buying into the hype, which it can be a mixture of both, but it is happening. Dude, if Palantir actually gets to like 110, 115, 120, I mean, like this is going to be a $300 billion company. Like Salesforce's market cap right now is 317. They do 40 billion in revenue. Palantir's at 247, and we do 3.7 billion in revenue. It's different. It's a different, like, the market thinks of this differently. That's it. The market thinks of this differently. Do you think Boxable is a good investment? I've heard of that one. I don't know much about them. Are they even public? Boxable? They're the ones that make the houses, right? Yeah, I've heard of them, but never looked into them. AJJ53 says, acknowledge me just once. Say hi. Hello to you, AJJ53. Thank you for being here and being part of the show. Jeremy said he hoped AMD would go down through the first half of 2025 so he could fully get into the AMD position. We'll see if it's the turnaround story he thinks. I'm leaning long-term. He is right. I think long-term he is going to be right, dude. I don't think AMD is going to be stuck at 100 for ever, you know? And if he gets his average well below it, I think he started buying at 130, then he'll be right, but it's going to take some time. Is Open Door finally a buy at these?
Let's see. Miguel says, happy birthday. Happy Friday Eve, Doge family. Yeah, happy Friday Eve. Friday Eve. Yeah, that's why I said Friday Eve. It's Thursday because today's Friday Eve. Yeah. Well, it's Friday Eve for us because tomorrow's Friday. So technically today's Friday Eve. Yeah. Yeah, today Thursday is Friday Eve. It's still the whole day is still Friday Eve. Because tomorrow's Friday. Hey, yo, cheers, everybody. Yo, cheers. Cheers, beautiful. Definitely cheers, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, Christmas. You know Christmas Day, right? The day before is literally all Eve. Christmas Eve. The whole day. Like New Year's, they have a New Year's Eve the whole day. So tomorrow's Friday. Today is Thursday. The whole day is Friday Eve. There you go. Hell yeah. Makes me all stay hydrated. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Chad. Hell yeah. Hey, yo, cheers, everybody. Yo, cheers. Cheers, beautiful. Definitely cheers, my love. Hell yeah. Let's see. Miguel Albert says, I love it. Love it, brother. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hope y'all doing good. Lord yeah.
It's popping, but my pushback to that is that earnings growth is exceptional. And as long as earnings growth is exceptional, it's going to be hard to see, even with that sentiment, things go back. I mean, look, if companies are growing earnings, their stock prices will be rewarded if we avoid a recession. That's kind of just like a historical fact about the market. And in 2021, companies weren't growing earnings. The reason 2021 in hindsight was a bubble is because Meta wasn't growing, but they were valued at $1 trillion. So that's why they fell 80%. But if they're going to keep growing, it doesn't mean they have to go up by $5 trillion, but it definitely doesn't mean they have to go back down to $200 billion. Mario says, I'm going to be listening to the Amazon earnings while in my Amazon van. I love it, Mario. Thank you for being here. Hopefully they have a great earnings and that they can also crush it. Jim Cramer talked down SoFi last night on CNBC. I didn't see that. I guess Kramer's getting upset that SoFi is getting stuck here. Maybe that affected it as well, but yeah, I did not see him do it. But Jim flip-flops every other day, right? I mean, now he loves that Pouncer's at 100, so it's not like he was saying it was a stupid stock, a meme stock, cult stock for like a year. So I don't know. SoFi is kind of like stuck at 1485 though, dude. It's like not even moving right here. Down 4.16. Pouncer 107.47. Nvidia nicely breaking above 127 finally. Trying to get a little bit above 127 right now. Let me check 128 resistance on Nvidia if there's anything there. Pouncer still holding up 107. I want to see if we can get back to 108. I think there's a shot. Then maybe a run for 109. If not, obviously a consolidation would not be horrible. At these levels, 128 for Nvidia, 344,000 shares. Okay, so it's a decent amount. Decent amount of Nvidia. Robinhood should have a chat feature. Can you tell Vlad? You mean like an AI assistant you can talk to about stocks or something? If so, I think they're working on that, dude. I think that's why they acquired an AI company a couple of months ago. So I think eventually that's going to come. They do have chat with their support, but they don't have like chat where you can talk to an AI about stocks or anything. Maybe they announced it at the gold event, though. I think like they're going to have new updates for gold. I think maybe one of the updates is that they're going to have like an AI research assistant theoretically to help you. No, like chat with other users like a terminal. Ah, got you. Yeah, I don't know if Hood would do that. I don't know if Hood would do. They probably wouldn't want to incorporate something like that. It would be cool though if they had that. But then it just comes down to like dealing with all those people messaging all at once on that. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing too crazy. Amazon earnings will be the big thing today. I mean, again, Palantir. See, I don't want to leave the stream yet because I think we can get back to 108. We're pretty damn close. But maybe we settle out these levels. Byron says, I tried to contact support to get gold access, but they said no. You mean for the credit card? Yeah, it might be tough for them to give to you. Next week's going to be fun, though, dude. Next week's going to be fun. I think you guys will enjoy it. There's going to be some prizes next week that you guys are going to see. And I think you guys are going to enjoy some of the surprises in California. So it'll be a fun week. It'll be a fun week. But it'll be cool. And we have Hood earnings next week as well, which should also be really fun. Okay, cool. I think that's it for me. Bitcoin as well. Where is Bitcoin? Did we check Bitcoin at all? It was at 97. Now it's at 96. That's probably why Hood's taking a little dip as well. Bitcoin right here, 96.8 right now. Hood is not offering a 3%. Well, they're offering a 2% IRA rollover, but not a 3% brokerage transfer match. I wish they would bring that back, but right now your IRA, you can roll over for 2% into it. All right, cool. I think that's it, guys. We'll be back for Amazon later today. That'll be a big one. That'll be important. And what else do we have today after the bell? Amazon, Cloudflare, Fortinet, Pinterest, Affirm, Elf, CleanSpark. Oh, wow. So we got a lot. And Take-Two and Billing. So we have about 8 companies today that are going to be really important to look at. And so that's going to be what we do later today. And again, I'll have some guests to help me break down Amazon earnings as well going in.
All right, we switched it because he was basically ending the stream. So this guy's live. Let's see what he got to say. He says Max Payne altcoins. Let me see the title. It says altcoins hit Max Payne. Brutal reality for crypto holders. Let's see what happens.
A shiller, just because I'm bullish, and I put my long-term data out there. The cycle is cruel for alts so far, but I'm telling you, watch how fast that can change. Appreciate you, Joseph, cruising through. Thank you for being here. Retail is being tested. Simple. Agreed. Retail is absolutely being tested. Runes are definitely altcoins, and I think they're just probably the biggest sleeper in crypto. That people, it's just, and that's what it is. This type of thing happens every cycle. There's something that's just, there's a huge community, but it's just a sleeper. Crypto hasn't woken up to it yet. Bitcoin Runes, I think, is that. There's one thing we agree on, it's that. Nobody knows what's going to happen. 100% agree. And I don't know why people act like I sit here saying I know what's going to happen, or that's my purpose here. It's not. All I say is I don't know what's going to happen. I'm tracking the data. I'm a macro bull. Be patient. Agreed. So all coins are getting exhausted, man. Like, look at the ETH BTC chart. So, and personally, from, before I went live, like in the morning, I like to just sit outside, catch up on what's going on out there. I'm just sitting there. I get exhausted too with it, everybody. And I get that feeling. And like, that feeling is what actually fuels me and drives me and makes me really want to focus, because that feeling is just a feeling. And it's something I felt many times over the years in crypto. And when things really do like kind of get exhausted, there's like this max pain, this ETH BTC chart max pain. It's oftentimes, and it's not a guarantee, but oftentimes like when it's getting ready to turn around. And last cycle, ETH BTC, very good example of that. All the way back here, 2016, very good example of that. Max pain, everybody. I decide to embrace it and to lean into it, and that's what I'm doing, right? So ETH BTC looking terrible, but focus on the headlines. Big money buying Ethereum while retail panics and sells. Let's take a look. And if you hold altcoins and stuff out there, start putting it in the chat. I want to maybe try and take a look at some altcoins, but I want to take a look at ADA to start. And this is a clip also from the other day, which is around 57 cents to around 62 cents. That is the short-term support for ADA. If a similar move happens, meaning we get that really nice bounce that we saw, and then all of a sudden we're falling more. Bears are just so happy. People will just be like, oh man, this is not going to happen for ADA, and then we get the bounce. So, I mean, we're already there. Like, bears are so happy. You see the sentiment across the board, and we're not even at that target. Like, this could get much worse. So we were bouncing very nicely. ADA, with many others like ETH, we just saw just put in a really nice candle. This is 6 hour. Doesn't look as good as the daily, but we get that really nice bounce, right? We wick down to 50 cents, get the bounce, it's over, yes, and then boom. This is what we're talking about the other day. And this is a picture of like max pain, this happening. And we're already feeling it just with this little 6 hour candle, right? And even just the sideways. We all want to exit. All these altcoins, not just ADA. We all want to bounce to the upside, and it's not happening, and we might actually see more pain. So what I was talking about in the video is really just the swing low of capitulation to the swing high bounce. We had the nice bounce. I think it wasn't like 60% or something. And then now we're trickling sideways. It's very similar to Ethereum chart that we just looked at, and it's kind of like what happens 63 cents to 57 cents. Will there be support? If there's more capitulation below that area, everybody, I'm just going to have to I'll still do videos, but I'm just going to sit here and just wait. Painfully wait. Because like Charles said, we just absorbed a downturn that was larger than the collapse of Luna or FTX. 710 billion in losses. 740,000 traders liquidated in 24 hours. You realize how big that is? If that wasn't like ultimately the bottom, right, for these altcoins, and we go lower, the shakeout, I mean, it's already unprecedented. The shakeout at that moment will just be, it will be surreal. Like this is kind of like nothing I've ever seen. This, if we went lower, would just be next level. I'll track it. I just don't know exactly how I'll track it. H-bar. So have to take a look at H-bar. One thing on a lot of these charts that I'm watching, so for instance, for Cardano is on the weekly. Week's not over, right? 3 days, 8 hours. What happens at the bottom range of these bull market doors? That's something I'm watching, right? And the reason why it's so important is just because we have the 200-week moving average and the 20-week moving average basically there. 75, 76 cents is a huge area for Cardano. And I'm looking at this 50-week, the 50-week moving average in blue around 57 cents. Which is interesting because if we go back, and we look at this higher low Fibonacci, 63 down to 58. So this truly is not only a short-term 6-hour higher low, but this is macro needed support for ADA. But then you look at something also like Ethereum, and the interesting story on Ethereum is very similar to ADA, just a little bit different. Is Ethereum going to kind of close this weekly candle above this blue trend line of this massive symmetrical triangle? And also, obviously, very important for it to close above the 200-week moving average down here around 2,400. So the next 3 days, 8 hours are going to be really, really interesting. It's not a shakeout. It's the bear at this point. I don't know. That's right. Wherever we pump, Dan does a live stream when we dump. I have to.
They said it's not a shakeout. It's the bear market starting. Oh, then this is the bottom. We're about to go up. This is good. This is good. Everybody thinks it's over. We're about to explode out of here. This is good.
He said it's the beginning of the bear. Thanks. I see a lot of...
Yo, we are literally in the second month of 2025, and already nobody has patience. Already everybody thinks it's the beginning of the bear market. Yo, we have literally till December at worst case scenario. You know what I'm saying? These people, it's funny. They're the ones buying the tops. That's just how that is. They're the ones gonna FOMO at the top, saying we're going higher. So thank you for letting us know this is the bottom. Legit.
So the reason why I'm just like, I know there's a lot of people like it's the beginning of the bear. And I think it's just because I have this like macro picture of the market burned into my head, right? So let me explain what I mean by that. Total crypto market cap zoomed in, or I'm sorry, zoomed out. And this is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I saw this comment as I was actually opening up getting ready to start the live stream. Somebody said, last video was titled Altcoins at the Bull Market Door. And that was 12 hours ago. Not trying to be a jerk, just find it funny. And I'm bringing that up because like two things can be true at once. Altcoins are at the bull market door right now, everybody. It just is what it is. And that's what the video was about. And right now we are experiencing max pain, because people aren't getting gains as fast as they want. But the bull market doors for altcoin markets is swing high to swing low in the cycle. This green Fibonacci, this is where we are. Bitcoin, this cycle, obviously like months ago, made this move. Break through the lower high Fibonacci, revisit lower high Fibonacci, continue to the upside. So we're at the bull market doors. And in context to like the bear market, I don't see a bear market, namely because of this. We really are entering a new global era for crypto. And I think any downside, even the downside we're seeing here, maybe we trickle more, there's going to be incredible demand for smart money and whales and institutions coming into the space. We are in a very tiny market right now. Like this is, as a whole, only like a $3 trillion market. And the beginning of global adoption. We talk about adoption over the years. Now it is here. Now it's starting to happen. Governments racing for Bitcoin. Altcoin ETFs coming out. Institutional adoption coming out for altcoins. So in talk of a bear market, right now, all I see is, here's the bear market. Here's Bitcoin halving. Here's a higher low, right? Here's a higher low. And the biggest thing that I think I have trouble with right now, when I see a lot of people that are just like, you know, blaming me, blaming other content creators for being bullish, just, you know, complaining about all of the losses that they've suffered. My thing that I struggle with is like, I did videos all through this kind of area talking about the upcoming bull market, right? And this is how it's played out so far. Higher low, higher low. Like, where are the losses here? And I hope most of you are like picking up what I'm putting down, and you're seeing the same thing I see. Because where are the losses on the total crypto market? This is altcoin charts. Yes, we are down, right? Like swing high to swing low, total 35%. But like from just here, the bottom, where are the losses? If you came in and you entered here, I'm sorry, but that's not my fault, okay? It's absolutely not my fault, and it's no other content creator's fault. And if you look, and we go to last cycle, here's a swing high to swing low, 30%. Here's a higher low going into the bull market, swing high, swing low, 25%. Here is kind of where we are timeline wise, swing high to swing low, 35%. Very similar to the fall that we've had here. The only difference is, and I think this is where really the max pain once again is illustrated. And for me too, it's just, look how prolonged this is. Like it's months. Back here last cycle at this moment, wow. Like now I'm just thinking about it. I was so spoiled. 30%, 35% dip right there. But, and I'm sure we were doing, you know, videos, but like so spoiled. Only 1 week and then higher, right? This is months of consolidation. Like I just want to put this out there in a friendly, loving way. Like these are the kind of comments that literally I will ban, because it's like this is my channel. This is my real estate. I just don't need that here. It's so ridiculous. Like why? Why be that negative? Doesn't make sense to me. XRP. I mean, that wick down to the 20-week moving average is nice. I don't want to forget to look at that, but I want to go to the daily chart. Like just hanging out. Look at this. So swing high to swing low, 47% dip ultimately for XRP, currently down around 31%. Same as Ethereum and ADA charts. A picture of max pain. And the fact is, like, if you look at these capitulation events across the years, this is a very similar setup that we're getting right now. Swing low, swing high. And, you know, I don't want to just say, hey, this is like so bullish, right? But oftentimes, this is how the bottom has been formed after capitulation. I'm not saying that I know that's going to happen again. I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but I'm just saying this is how capitulation over the years across multiple cryptos, including Bitcoin, this is how the formation starts, right? We get the bounce and then we're revisiting. So for XRP, targets that are realistic and normal, painful, brutal, terrible, I get it, but normal, $1.99, XRP to $2.19. That's the range, the higher low range. Somebody said, I think like I was bullish at ADA at $1.20 or something. Like, why? So I just want to put this out there. I was bullish here on ADA at 34 cents. And then ADA made a move of 300%. And I was still bullish here at $1.30. And then ADA made a move from $1.30 to 51 cents. And I was still bullish here, and I'm still bullish here. So I'm bullish here, I'm bullish here, I'm bullish here. And it's mainly because, and on all of these charts, I'm zoomed out on the cycle. I'm zoomed out on crypto, what I think is happening. This isn't like a short-term game for me personally. And maybe there might be a lot of people out there that are like short-term traders. You're trying to flip quick 10x. Like, That's not my game. That's not what I'm here for. That's not the type of content that I create. I'm a macro, long-term investor, accumulator. If you were accumulating through the bear market, this is just ADA, but if you're accumulating here and then you get 300% gains, and we're getting kind of this throwback now, and this is really how it is across all altcoin charts, there's genuinely nothing to complain about, right? You have your choice. If you want to try and sell when we get overbought, or you have your choice, you can just prepare for the dip. And that is exactly what I try to do on this YouTube channel. Whenever we get overextended from the moving averages, I talk about the pullback back into those areas. And this is what's happening right now, everybody. This is literally normal, and it's what crypto does. What other altcoins? Let me see. So that's ADA. That was ADA, I should say. I'm absolutely not a god, but thank you for your support. There's only one true living God. That is not me. Somebody said H bar. I know I have an H bar. I wonder what Sui's doing. I see Sui here. I mean, I just look at these charts and I just think about as I look at each chart, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, and I kind of did a video on it last night. Each one has its own nice little narrative. Sui doing its thing this bull run. Don't think it's over at all. But when I look at these throwbacks, I understand as Sui holders, not happy with 50% losses, 42% currently. But in this environment that we're in right now, you have to realize this is probably the best possible thing that could be happening. It's so unhealthy just to keep going up and to get ridiculously overbought. It's just so unhealthy, everybody. This is crypto, and these moves are so important. And Sui just re-pulling into between the 20, the 50. Maybe we go lower. I don't know what the shorter term charts look like. Actually kind of a little curious to see if, yeah, I mean, it's literally across the board. It's this lower high Fibonacci is the main thing I'm watching on the short term. Just curious to see what happens. I would love to see this hold up for the crypto markets, this higher low area. So Sui target 296 down to 271. I want to see it hold up so much. If we go to, let me go over here, change this to a daily, and go to, just curious, I mean, actually, I was going to go all the way back to the COVID capitulation, but look at the bear market capitulation. August 2024. This is total crypto market cap charts. Currently $3.1 trillion. But you look at this, right? And this is a daily chart, but you can even see how prolonged this test was, right? But look at this. This was the bottom of the bear market. And remember, the liquidation's record breaking in this move that we just had compared to even this move back here in the bear market low. But look at that, 1.7 trillion swing low to a swing high, all the way down to the Fibonacci. There's a higher low Fibonacci test. But look how grueling that is. We get even that nice bounce, 32% bounce, and then all of a sudden it's failing. It's all coming down again, right down to the Fibonacci. So in the short term, this is kind of what we're watching for. Notice how the entire move itself from capitulation to really finally getting above the moving averages took 70 days, 2 months. I'm not saying that that's what we're going to do, take that long for the bottoming out. However, it's good to always anticipate, right? So here was the very volatile COVID swing low. And yeah, so even on the total crypto market cap chart, if we change it to a kind of a 6 hour, sort of like what we've been doing for, where'd that go? Man, it took me all the way back. What we've been doing for altcoins, like every altcoin, you can see even the swing low of COVID capitulation to swing high. There's that higher low Fibonacci, and then just slowly exiting that area. So I'm not presenting that to say that's exactly what is going to happen, and I absolutely would like it. I would love even if we don't even have to revisit the Fibonacci, right? But what happens at the area is the question. And if we start breaking that area, it actually would be pretty unprecedented. So I'm actually just curious because I haven't really done a lot of that analysis on the total crypto market cap chart, but here is what it looks like currently. So we just looked at COVID, and now we have this capitulation. Swing low to swing high. So 3 trillion down to around $2.9 trillion would be, if it did what it did at the COVID capitulation, it would be capitulation, swing high, boom, support, start exiting, right? So that's what I'm curious of short-term price action. What do you think about the last Trump ETF news? Why is the market right now not reacting positively? I agree. People don't understand what an opportunity this is. I do. It's a very unpopular time to be a crypto bull, for sure. Which is kind of crazy. Ohio in the house. Thanks, Don, for being here. We could bleed until quantitative tightening ends easily. It's very true. I don't want to ban the bears. I just when a certain comment gets too far, like I have to. My channel. It's like when you're down and out of capital, it's tough. I get it. I understand. I mean, I've had that feeling very many times over the cycles. Like you accumulate, you think you're kind of getting towards like the bottomy area, and then it actually like goes lower. You're just like, it's so hard to time the bottom. It's so hard to time the top. Bearish divergence on Bitcoin dominance is also showing. Agreed. And you can see it there. Higher high on Bitcoin dominance price. Lower high on the Bitcoin dominance RSI. So curious to see how it will play out. Very curious to see how it will play out. Somebody asked about the news. Trump going to launch a Bitcoin Plus ETF. I've realized, over the years, we get news, we get bullish news, and it doesn't do anything. But I think that's something a lot of people have gotten used to, but I also think it's just something that it's just normal in crypto. I think what we have to look at is fundamentally what these things mean that are happening right now. Like truly, I thought about yesterday, man, I need to just go and gather every single headline. I can't even keep up with it. I can't even just off the top of my head, explain each one. I forget. There's so many I forget. There's so many headlines. But what does each one of these things singularly mean for the macro environment of crypto? Like President of Czech Republic scraps capital gains tax on Bitcoin for holdings over 3 years. It's starting, everybody. It's starting. And whales are absolutely accumulating. Not just Bitcoin, altcoins. And again, I zoom out on the charts. And what's the toughest thing for me to say, and it's not the first time I say it, is this. Even if we just keep falling, right? Some type of higher low. I don't even want to put this out there because this would be unprecedented. Never happened, but like we have this kind of capitulation bottom bear market, swing high. Even if this chart, this is total crypto market cap chart, this is including Bitcoin, goes to this higher low, Fibonacci, I will still be doing videos. I will still be doing videos. And I'll be bullish. If we just lose $1 trillion. And it's like, I realize how unpopular that would be, but like it was unpopular back here for me to be doing videos that were bullish at $100 billion. So like, this is my mindset. I do videos there bullish, do videos here bullish, and I'll even do videos here bullish. And it's not just me. I know I'm talking about, like, I'm talking a lot about myself, but it's only because I'm just tracking my, literally like my thoughts and my crypto journey. But I just know a lot of you out there are kind of like the same way. And a lot of us miss bottoms. We miss tops, like in terms of macro trading and trying to move things around a little bit. Because I'm not a short-term trader. We miss things. We miss opportunities. But at the end of the day, for me, like my exposure to these markets is long-term, and I'm here for it. Brandon says whales loading up. I think price is being manipulated so these whales can get in low. Just my theory. I 100% agree. 100% just agree with that. That's exactly where my head is at. And it is brutal. It's max pain.
Let's see. Lord Scratches, Jesus, the black guy earlier, cover your live stream when you were away. Oh no, he's I think he's more Indian. Let me see. I gotta figure out where he was. I'll give you his name. Give me 2 seconds. He's pretty good. He talked about Palantir. He's more into stocks. Still listening. Give me 1 second. This is his name. This is his name on YouTube. Just so you know, it'll pop up on your side in a second. But I hope you're doing good, Lotus Scratcher. Legit, brother. Hell yeah.
Can't short term. I just can't do it. How many times have you round tripped it? Well, I mean, last cycle, took profits in the bull market. Did I time the exact top? No. Would I have liked to put more allocation from altcoins to Bitcoin? Yeah. But
let's see, those scratches. I thought you got hacked. I mean, if you see this right here, I probably didn't get hacked. I'm just away for a minute, or probably in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? If you don't see the charts, you see something weird, I probably got hacked. But if you see the charts and I'm on top, oh, if you see like not a camera, if you don't see a camera, I'm still probably here. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta go do other things as well. I'm probably away for a minute. But it's all good. It's all good. Hope you're doing good, brother. Hell yeah.
somebody just mentioned David says, I love you and your positivity, man. Thanks. Thank you, David. Daily RSI is getting so low on alts that is just a matter of time for a reversal. We just having good news every day, every week. It's all manipulation. Yeah. I mean, the news is ridiculous. I cannot keep up with it. But if you go to Ethereum, I'm so frustrated.
Let's see, Lord Crutcher, that you finished Modern Investor this morning, this video? Yeah, we finished it. Yeah, I think we did finish it.
We chart on Ethereum. I mean, just look at that. 6 hour oversold. Go to the daily. Ethereum, not yet. Not yet oversold on the daily. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. If it hits oversold, I think that's one of many, what would be one of many incredibly bullish indicators. Again, the ETH BTC chart I think is very telling. Look at cross cycles, you look at fear, high fear environments. This is what I meant to bring up on the ETH BTC chart when I was looking at this. Like, look at this move. Ethereum looking completely done for. Lower low like no other on price. Check this out. A little bit of a higher low while all that is happening. That could be a signal of something very special for not just Ethereum, but altcoins. And then Bitcoin dominance while that's happening, putting in some strong bearish divergence on the weekly. Not trying to put copium out there. It's just a one piece of data point to pay attention to. If you guys loaded up in bear market, this would not have affected any of you. You would still be in profit. Yes. That's one of the biggest things that I'm trying to wrap my head around when I see a lot of bearish comments. People are just like, you know, you see the comments. Because it is like, track this whole thing for years. And right now we're just higher lows. Even when we had this move, like August 2024, this is total crypto market cap, by the way, everything. Like, I don't remember the negative sentiment even being as bad as it is right here. It's very weird. Dog chart. Lean into the pain. Gotta lean into the pain, dog chart. Dog chart, just like every other altcoin chart, like in terms of indicators that we're looking at, right? So bullish on dog, everybody still. People laugh. People put mocking comments like with that laughy face. Oh, why don't you show us some more dog? Swing low, swing high. Dog higher low Fibonacci, 260 to 240. One of the best altcoin plays in crypto, in my opinion. Just my opinion. And I will track absolutely the meme coin brutality. Look, typical 80% meme coin dip for a new meme coin. I'll track it. I'll be here for it. Before runes even get their moment to shine in the bull cycle, I'll be here for it. I'll track it. I'll live with it. I'll live through the pain. I embrace it. I embrace the pain. Saw somebody posting about leverage. Be so careful with leverage, everybody. Like, I don't tell people what to do, but man, just don't. Just leverage. When all says we have bear market, we shall buy. People repeat the same mistake all the time, again and again. Thank me later in half a year. Alex, I just simply agree with that. Like, it is I've been doing these videos for over 7 years. It is the same thing over and over again. Ski isn't my other top favorite meme coin. Ski Mask Dog on base. Looking just great, man. Through all of this mess, look at the chart on the 4 hour. I don't know how this chart continues to keep looking so good. It just looks so good. When altcoins get the continuation, again, I don't know when it will be. Ski Mask Dog on base is crazy. Gets a listing. Imagine gets a listing on Coinbase. I mean, this is the top meme coin play on base. Dog is the top meme coin play on Bitcoin, #1 chain in the world. Ski Mask Dog is the top play on base. So much. I think there's so much in store for all these coins, everybody. I'm sorry to be so bullish. And again, I'll say this. I say this all the time, even at the bear market lows. I could be wrong about everything. It could all go to zero. And I don't know what's going to happen. But when I look at I look at what's happening with crypto, I look at all these charts, I look at the narratives, I'm very bullish on all of these things. That's just me. That's all it is. Ski Mask Dog. Pretty cool to look at all these altcoin charts, and we have this higher low Fibonacci. And the reason why, and I just talked about it, the reason why it's so meaningful to me is simply because when we get capitulation, that's the type of move we've gotten so often over the cycles, over the years, for all of these altcoin charts. So we have an area to watch. 0.11 down to 0.1, 10 cents to 11 cents. Don't want it to happen. What if it doesn't even hold? I'm charting all these higher low Fibonacci's. What if they don't even hold and we go lower? I think at that moment, what would be important is to look at what the RSI is doing at that moment. Because if we start getting bullish divergence in a move like that, that will be, and perfect example, for instance, ADA. I bought ADA in the dip. This is a Ski Mask Dog chart, but all the charts look the same. I bought ADA, right, in the dip. If we go lower than the Fibonacci for something like ADA or Ski Mask Dog or whatever, if we go lower than the Fibonacci and there's bullish divergence, I will have, this is me personally, I will have to deploy more capital at this stage of the cycle. I just would have to. And maybe we go even lower, and maybe everybody, maybe it's a bear market. All the bears are right. It's a bear market. I would buy with that thought in mind. Whenever I buy, my thought in mind is not like, hey, I'm buying because I just think it's going up, and that's it. Thought doesn't stop there for me. I also buy thinking, hey, this is amazing buy, but it could all go to zero. That's how I rein in my buying fingers, so I don't buy more than I can afford to lose. I tell myself this could all fail, and I think it's very unlikely that it all fails. It can crash heavy without being a bear market. Yep, that's it. We got 11,000 people in the chats or in the live stream. 657 likes. Get me to 1,000. I can't end the live stream until we get to 1,000 likes. What's up with this ratio? Come on, I know we're down, but let's go. I know most of you are bullish with me. I know you are. I know you're just sitting there watching this video, not commenting. Wondering like me, are we in trouble? Are we gonna finally bounce? You're feeling the pain, I'm feeling the pain. If you're out there, smash that button. A lot will be announced this year. True. And that's the thing, what else is going to happen this year? What is this administration going to do? This one little headline just came out of nowhere. President of Czech Republic scraps capital gains tax. What happens when we see headlines like this with US? What are the headlines for ADA going to be this month, right? There's something big going on with Cardano this month. Ondo is this new one out of nowhere. I don't own any. I'm probably missing out on, it's probably a Sui play. I missed out on Sui. I'm sure Ondo is that for me. There's so many narratives. There's so much. What's going to come out this year? It's discount time. We got Austria in the house. That's how we know we're bullish. Actually, I don't even think I even looked at a Bitcoin chart, have I? We looked at the bearish divergence on Bitcoin dominance. Here is Bitcoin chart. It's so funny to always, it's like altcoins really are in like they're in a rough spot. Like it's been a test for sure. Cause you open up a Bitcoin chart and it's like nothing's happened. Altcoins just absolutely getting destroyed right now. Open up Bitcoin dominance chart and it's just like, or not Bitcoin dominance, open up a Bitcoin chart and it's like, wow, look at that. Nothing has happened. Since the last leg up, all the gains, yeah, we saw 108,000. We saw 89,000, but right now it's just hanging out 96,000. Netherlands in the house. Hyper gain requires hyper pain. Man, that is a good little saying. Appreciate it. Because it's so true. I think, did I have an others BTC chart up somewhere? This is others excluding the top 10. Again, even this chart. And you just really like to see this. In environments like today, like when we're not pumping, we're falling, people are scared of the bear market, I really hold back. Like Thailand in the house. I hold back from just being, trying to be too bullish. Say, just because I know it just looks crazy. But look at the higher low. This is excluding the top 10 cryptos. This is really altcoin market, picture of altcoin markets. A really good, actually, no, I'm just looking at this. This is a daily. This swing low back in August. Look at this. We're testing like a pretty key area. So on the long term, very important. Check out these. There's going to be 2 Fibonacci's here. This is a pretty cool chart. So macro, 215 billion, higher low. It could go that lower, right? Like, but check out, if I change this daily, let me get rid of that Fibonacci. There it is. There's our Fibonacci long-term support. Look at that wick too, right down to the lower end of the Fibonacci. And then we go to 6 hour. Swing low to the swing high. So here's our shorter term, midterm consolidation that we're living through, that we have to deal with. That is very frustrating. I get it. We have our shorter term Fibonacci in this area. So we have 2 Fibonacci's right now that this chart is really trading within. All the while we've hit oversold pretty incredibly on the 6 hour. I mean, very incredibly. Let's just get our trend line. So if you check that out, like, this is legit. It's like all the major consolidations or capitulations over the years, like that's the level that we're hitting. That's pretty crazy to look at that. Look at even COVID, the COVID swing low. It's exactly. And there's a lot of them. Change it to a daily. Not oversold on the daily. But two Fibonacci's to keep an eye on. One macro Fibonacci if the pain just gets unbearable and really bad. We've already wicked to the area, which is incredible. And then this shorter term higher low. Which is interesting because, like, look at this capitulation back here in August. If you take a Fibonacci, like kind of like what we're trying to do now, we take the Fibonacci on the short term, we take it to this first swing high. This is kind of where we are. We're kind of like sitting here analyzing, okay, we got the bounce out of the capitulation to the upside. Oh no, we're trickling down. Here's our support down here. Notice how that didn't happen. And it actually went higher. But look what did happen. There was the Fibonacci that needed to be tested. So it just took longer. And I think we saw that, we might have seen this on a different chart as well at that moment. But the purpose of me saying that is we don't have to visit this right now, right? We don't have to test a Fibonacci. Crypto markets can start cruising even higher. Maybe testing the moving averages, right? Maybe we're up here, $300 billion market cap, $315 billion. We're getting a bounce. Didn't test the Fibonacci. We're all happy. Then we're coming back down. And then we're testing some type of Fibonacci. Right? Like that. Boom. Either way, I think for me in my mind, I'm just trying to allow some type of time for the bottoming out formation, because historically has always been some type of bottoming out formation. I hope it's not this long. I would love to just start exiting now and break the moving averages, but it's just never that easy, everybody. I have only thing to say. God bless. God bless you as well, George. Appreciate you cruising through. Almost at 1,000 likes. Not ending the live stream until I get to 1,000 likes. It's not happening. So basically, when everything is going down bad, then we're bullish. What's crazy is, yeah. I mean, it literally is like the Warren Buffett quote. Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful. Because let's face it, like when things, you zoom out on any chart, whatever, this is crypto market cap, excluding top 10, but like when things get overheated, a lot of greed is there. That's when you be fearful. When things get, capitulate, there's a lot of fear. That's when to be bullish. This is typically how the markets work. It doesn't mean it's like exact. You can't necessarily time tops and bottoms with that, but like go look at the fear and greed index right now. It's not looking good. We're in fear. We're absolutely in fear right now. Lucas, thanks for the super chat. Lucas says, thoughts on DOT? Dude, I don't know, but like, so look at DOT. DOT is like testing these lows from the fall. That's not pretty. This could be one of those things where it's just like, man, this is way oversold. This is ridiculous. Really good time to buy. I saw Tim Warren, shout out to Investing Bros over there. They've been hustling. They hustle through the bear market. But I saw Tim, like I was watching one of their videos and he was doing DOT analysis and he's very mysterious. He's like, everybody, I can't tell you why, but don't buy DOT. I don't know. I have no idea what he's talking, like why he said that. But like DOT testing these lows back here. I don't know what that means. I don't know what Tim meant by that. I don't have a lot. He I don't know why he said that. I'm very curious. But DOT chart, that's actually crazy. Look at that. That wick down to really bear market lows. Has any other chart done that, like AVAX? Let me see. AVAX did. There's the fall lows before we exited. That's next level. Didn't even realize those charts actually wicked that low. I think AVAX just had an ETP with the Cardano news. Virtune? I think AVAX was also on here. I could be wrong. AVAX in max pain territory. Along with DOT. How about Matic? Let's look at Matic. I know I thought I had a Matic chart. I don't like when I don't have a chart already up because what a bummer. What's a good Matic chart? I don't even know. Matic. Like, what's an old BitMEX? Bitfinex? Whoa. Look at that. Did this really happen? Did this capitulate to 11 cents? Nope, that's not. Why'd I open up that one? Just open Coinbase, see what. So that must have just been on that one chart, Bitfinex. But still, look at this. Wow. I haven't studied Matic like crazy. It's, you know, it's always a coin that I thought would do well in the bull market. And man, if we get a reversal in altcoins, like this is like what is this? A quadruple bottom. Even Matic, because I've been doing this across the board for altcoins. I don't know if this is necessarily good or not, but Matic looks like it's testing its Fibonacci right now. Swing low, swing high. Yep. So Matic is one of those coins like that's actually testing this Fibonacci. Maybe could use coins if we can spot other coins like this is Matic, but other coins, any coins that are testing this, if we get some type of short-term confirmation and support bounce out, this could be a leading indicator for crypto markets, something to keep an eye on. Not a guarantee, but something that kind of often happens in crypto. Other coins just kind of act as a leading indicator. Not necessarily like the most popular coins either.